Plaintiff Leticia Whitehead says the defendant is her transgendered daughter, and Leticia gave her away when she was 9 months old to protect her from the gang violence in their neighborhood. However, Leticia is suing her daughter today for car damages and emotional distress. Defendant Zariel Taylor says although her grandparents did a good job raising her, she was envious of the other children at school who were being raised by their mother and father. Zariel is countersuing her mother for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Yes, hi. First of all, Judge Mathis, it's an honor to meet you, but I'm just upset due to these circumstances. First of all, this is my transgender daughter, Zariel. Her name was Jonathan, okay? Our relationship has not been in the best of terms, and I think it's because of the fact that I did give her away at 9 months, and that was due to gang violence, and I feared for her safety as well as mine. And I would not change that decision today, Your Honor. She's been doing everything in her power to destroy me.
I would too. Go ahead.
Okay, and
particularly if you come here talking like that, tell me
no,
you
Your
do
Honor,
it again. There's more options than that, man.
I know, no.
Go ahead.
It was something else, Your Honor, that I wish not to speak.
Street gangs. Police couldn't protect you or move you. Go ahead.
It was, Your Honor.
Those are the street gangs. You gave your baby away. Never. That's a new one. That's a new one.
No, Your Honor.
Go ahead, man.
It was due to something else.
That's what you just said. I'm going by what you said.
I apologize.
Let's move on, man. I'm not going to let you insult her like that and hurt her feelings like that. That's very hurtful.
I'm
sorry. I would do the same thing again.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Let me
go ahead. I'll let you finish, but I'm
all right. In 2000,
I know she upset because it upset me.
Defendant Zariel Taylor is being sued by her mother, who says she gave Zariel up when she was 9 months old to protect her from the gang violence in their neighborhood.
Go ahead.
In 2012, Your Honor, I was 8.5 months pregnant. All right. My daughter came over to the house. All right. We got into an argument. She tried to, I said, let me leave, okay? As I'm leaving out the door, she pushed me down the stairs, okay? I caught my balance, all right? She ran, to a tire shop screaming, call the police, they're trying to kill me because her older brother was chasing her, okay? Because she tried to make me fall. Another example, Your Honor, in 2015, my husband and I, were at a grocery store. This guy came up to us, he was looking at me kind of strange. So I'm looking like, what is it? He walked up to me and said, aren't you Jonathan's mother? And I'm like, wait a minute. At that time, he was known as Jonathan. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, me and my wife just bought him a suit and gave him money for funeral expenses for you. Funeral expenses. He told us that you and his father had died in a car accident. And what upset me...
She probably wished y'all had.
Yes, but what upset me...
This is wishful thinking.
But what upset me so much at that time...
So I don't mean to fight your battle, but I am.
Yes.
She started out wrong.
But what... Okay.
But you gave her away because of street gangs.
No, Your Honor. And if you will let me clarify that, I will clarify that in a minute, okay?
Go ahead.
But in 2015... when she, got money for my funeral expenses and a suit, it was upsetting to me because I had just got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, okay? That's what hurted me so much. And I'm going through chemo treatments, all right?
How old was she in 2012?
In 2012, she was about, 15?
Okay, so that was the first incident you mentioned of her doing you wrong. She was 15. All right. So... it was interesting that you jumped to 15. Gave her away at 9 months. Next thing I hear about is how wrong she was doing you at age 15. Tell me about the first 15 years. Tell me about those.
Okay, Your Honor.
The first 15.
Okay, Your Honor, I was visiting my child.
How
it was
often?
Not often, Your Honor.
How often?
I was traveling from Toledo, Ohio to Chicago.
How often?
Like maybe twice, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, Your Honor. I was coming to visit my child. I was not just...
Until what age?
All the way up until now, Your Honor. If I wasn't visiting her, she would have been able to do these things.
Why did she come back in 18 years? You could not get her back?
Your Honor, no, I did not.
Why?
Because her grandparents was doing a great job with her.
She wanted her mama more than her grandparent.
Okay, I understand.
Look, see, this is uncomfortable for you to
No,
talk
it's
about.
not
You want me to
uncomfortable.
just accept
No, I
your
don't
post
want you
story.
to.
Talk about these first 15, where it sounds like you abandoned her.
Yes.
And then didn't even have the passion enough to even go and get her back. Talking about your grandma. You even put that on your mother. Your mother had already raised you. You're going to throw
My
it on
mother
your
didn't
mother,
raise me, Your Honor.
whoever it is. Whatever grandmother that was doing a great job, she had already raised somebody, because that's why she was a grandmother. So you put this child on a grandmother and tell me, oh, she's doing a fine job. I don't need to do anything. Oh, yes, you did. You needed to come get her and take care of her yourself. No wonder she turned on you. I'd have turned on you too, particularly after you coming here talking about you wouldn't do nothing different.
Defendant Zariel Taylor is being sued by her mother, who says she gave Zariel up when she was 9 months old to protect her from the gang violence in their neighborhood.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear from you now. I know I just said everything you want to say. I don't want you to break out crying and yelling.
But to start off, like, she pretty much said that it started off with me being firstborn and giving away to my grandparents.
You wasn't the firstborn.
It wasn't easy.
She said it wasn't firstborn. We're sorry, 9 months.
Oh, 9 months. It wasn't easy. Being raised in a single home with just my grandparents as a single child, it was hard because it's like I wanted my mother and father. I saw all the kids growing up with their mother and father. When Report Card Pickup came, it was their mother and father. Don't get me wrong. Was I upset at the fact that my grandparents were there? No, I wasn't. And I wouldn't change that for the world because them two were two amazing individuals. But to me, it's like when my grandmother passed in 2007, I reached out to build a relationship with my mother. It wasn't easy.
You reached out to her?
Yes. After 2007, I reached her. After
Did you have an understanding why she didn't come back to?
No. She never told me why. Every time I asked her why, it was a get over it or...
She's told you that before?
Yes.
I didn't tell you to get over it.
You did.
Your Judge Mathis, can I speak? Now I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's because her father committed a very serious crime.
Nobody cares about your story. Let me get that over to you. I don't want to hear none of your sad story. Okay. Nothing. Zero. I don't care.
All right.
We care about her and what you did to her, how you abandoned her. Then you want to come in here and criticize her. And talking about you abandoned her and never even came back to get her. Act like she was, after you put the burden on the grandmother to do it, you act like you didn't have nothing else you needed to do. I bet you didn't even pay child support. You put that burden on the grandparent too. Yeah, she loved her grandparents, but you put a burden on her grandmother that did not deserve to be there, and you neglected her, and she feels it and has suffered from it. That's all I know. All this other stuff about what happened to you, who cares?
I didn't say what happened.
Go ahead.
To me.
You are. That's all you're doing is giving me this post story. Nobody thinking about you. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Were you on drugs?
No, sir.
Okay, good enough. Ooh, that's even worse. I might even give you a little more compassion had you been a dope fiend. You did this with a straight mind, a good mind?
I mean,
oh my goodness. That's even worse. Everybody I ever heard do this was a drug addict. Never heard of a person that wasn't on drugs and did what you did. Never. Never heard of it. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it otherwise.
If you would have gave me the opportunity to explain my situation, then you would have known.
Pardon me? What?
If you would have gave me the opportunity, if you want me to tell you the truth, okay, the reason why I gave her up is because of the crime that her dad committed and the street gangs were after me and her. Okay?
For 18 years?
Yes,
when
he
did.
They
stop?
First of all, because I ran. I ran for the fear of my life and her life.
When did they stop?
And that don't mean that I have to be on drugs. Everybody is not a drug addict.
Is she a dope fiend? Or was she? You
no.
Never? That's even worse. The symptoms you show, having abandoned your child like this on a straight mind, talking about because some gang members want to do something to you. So let me throw my baby away forever. Okay. Forever. You never came back to get her.
Yes, I did come back.
You never came. No, you just told me what happened. You said the grandparents are doing a good job. She was all right. She said she is destroyed. You tell me. Finish telling me how it affected you. Nobody want to hear about what she's talking about.
It more so affected me on the fact
if you don't want to hear what I'm talking about,
no, I don't.
Well, why am I still in your courtroom then?
Be quiet.
For real?
Yeah, be quiet for real. Yes.
I don't have to be in your courtroom.
Well, then get the hell out. Like you've abandoned your child. Run from me like you've run from her. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day.
It's okay, baby. You hear me? I still love you.
Honestly, I want to say that I forgive her, but I guess I will never get the answers that I was really looking for.